All right, we're ready.
Thank you, Buffy.
Thank you.
And thanks everybody for being on today. My name is Mary Quist-Newens, and I'm the board president for NAWBO, Minnesota. And welcome to our webinar about how to get the most out of the national conference. We're so excited. And so happy Friday to you. And really the purpose of this webinar is to get you information that you need so that you can maximize your time there. We want to make sure that you get excited and are as prepared as you can be to get the most ROI on your conference experience. So we've got a few housekeeping items here today that we want to go to the next slide. A few housekeeping items, and they are just keep your phone, well, we've muted you, so you probably don't need to keep your phone on mute. And how come we're not? Okay. And we'll take your text questions in the little chat box as we're going along. If you are having trouble connecting with voice over IP, then just use the phone number instead. So this is our second time of doing this, and Buffy and I love to do this together. So we're really glad to have you here. And Buffy is kind of, we're tag teaming, and she's doing most of the driving on the slides. So the first thing we're just going to talk about are some of the basics of the conference. And so I'm going to turn it over to Buffy and have her talk about that.
So a lot of you guys have probably been bombarded with all sorts of messaging from us and from National on the conference. What is it, first of all? It is one of the largest conferences dedicated to women, and particularly women who own businesses. And, you know, you'll see some terms. It's called the Women Business Conference, the WBC. So if you see that term used in emails or other things, that's what this particular thing. And it's here in Minneapolis on October 16th through the 17th. There is an additional leadership day. So if you buy the full conference registration at the top level, you include Sunday. And Sunday is primarily dedicated to all things NAWBO and developing your leadership skills. So that, and it comes with an invite-only party at the end of that day. There's some amazing speakers, as everybody hopefully knows now. Erin Brockovich will be there. And Gail Sedmak. And then I think one of our favorites who was there last year, Dr. Terari Trent, who is absolutely amazing, will also be there again. You'll have all sorts of education. This is a time to learn, and when you get a chance to look at the conference agenda, you'll see that there's different tracks depending on where you are in your business cycle. If you're in growth, or you're starting up, or you're just trying to get some deeper leadership skills, you'll be able to take a track. You're not dedicated to one. You can pick the stuff that's best for you. There will be a full exhibit, and I do believe we have some exhibitors on our call today, so we'll talk a little bit about this. It is full. We have completely filled up the exhibit hall. There are 36 Minnesota and Minnesota-made exhibitors at this kind of showcase, and a number of national organizations, lots of shopping to be had in the showcase. And I think one of the best parts about this is just the community that you'll be able to build all across the nation. Women come from all 60 chapters, and they are at all levels of their businesses, some of the most successful women that you will ever meet. Yep, for sure. We'll be there. And then there's a lot of fun. Every single minute of your time will be filled with fun activities. Yep. And I believe Susan's on the call too. She's been there, and we've taken different people for the last several years to the conferences all over.
Super fun.
Okay, so who is going to be there? We're expecting between 800 and 1,000 people to be there, and these are the influencers of the world. They will be, I think, if the last I checked, we were at somewhere close to 600 or have already signed up. So we've got little less than 4 weeks left to get people registered, and we encourage you to share the event and make sure it's a spectacular place for you to be at. Who's there? Most kind of the NAWBO group is 5 times more likely to have revenues over $1 million. They've been in business for a while. close to 10 years, which is amazing, and they have at least 11 or more employees. But like I said, they're at all levels. There will be startups there, there'll be solos, there'll be people with lots of employees and lots of revenue. And, you know, the attendees are really supportive of each other, and you will find it to be one of the most energizing opportunities that you have.
Yeah, you're going to really love this. It just totally exceeded all of my expectations last year. This is Marion. And there's an intangible vibe that you'll find. You get it when we come together as a chapter, and when we come together at the national conference. These are special women, and so it's just usually I kind of dread conferences. I am really excited about this one. It's an energizer, not a de-energizer. So we love to welcome you, and this was some of the people that went last year. So we'll lots of picture photo ops, lots of fun going to happen. So what's going to happen when? So here's the where and the when. So the conference schedule, most of the conference, the meat of the conference is happening at the Hyatt Regency downtown Minneapolis, and we're so thankful that the Nicollet Mall is done. It was a little bit nerve-wracking for us, and especially for national. Most of these, our national people are from California, so they were a little worried about the Nicollet Mall, and then they're also a little worried about snow. So we're gonna keep making sure that we pray away any snow. Sunday, as Buffy mentioned, is the leadership meeting, but before the leadership meeting is the annual membership meeting. And it's just really an overview of what's going on with NAWBO on a national level. And then there is a deeper dive into chapter leadership development, and then there's a happy hour and an invitation-only reception, as Buffy mentioned. And then on Monday, we start the day with optional yoga. I did the yoga last year. It really did help keep the energy flowing all day long. And so that's super fun. It starts at 6:30 in the morning for those of us who want to get up that early and are not partying as late as some other people are.
She means me.
Some other people who are in the same room. So, and then there's exhibit hall, and we see Erin Brockovich that day, the breakout sessions. And then there's just going to be a really awesome reception at the Mill City Museum on Monday night. That is open to the entire business community. And we heard that there's 845 people signed up for that already.
Yes.
And that was earlier this week. So that is going to be a big, big deal.
If you've got business to do in town and you want to make sure that you've got to kind of show your muscle, this is one of the events to invite everybody you can consider. The ticket is reasonable by, you know, business event standards. If you're not a member, it's $100. If you are, it's $75. But it does, I mean, the food is spectacular. I went to the tasting at D'Amico for this, and people will leave full, and there will be some liquor served as part of your ticket, and a lot of entertainment, including some information and stuff that will happen at the Mill City. So you get to go up to the observation deck and some other things. It's really going to be spectacular, and that we do have a flyer we are circulating for just that event. So if you know people who can't make the conference but would really want to see how a real business party is thrown, you got to attend this.
Yeah, you must attend this. So if you have friends out there.
And your ticket comes with it. So everything that we're talking about today, if you sign up for the conference and either the full one for Sunday's events or the 2 days, all of this stuff, you will be fed every waking moment. It's all inclusive.
And it is very reasonable, and we'll go over pricing in a moment. So, the Mill City Museum, it's going to be a great, great event. And so if you've got people that you know, friends that you know that are women business owners, maybe they've never tried NAWBO, they don't know really who we are, but they're maybe interested, this would be a really great event to have them come to, because there will be a lot of the who's who in town on that evening, as well as just such great community, and it's going to be a fun party. So that's happening on Monday. And then on Tuesday, again, we start with yoga, exhibit hall, then our keynote, Gail Lemon, breakout sessions. And then in the evening, there's all kinds of photo ops. So they do have photographers there that really chronicle the entire conference. And there will be a book signing by Dr. Terari Trent. And she spoke last year. She is, where's she from, Nairobi?
I think so, yeah.
And she has such an interesting story. And I believe her book is called The Awakened Woman. And you can follow her on Facebook. And she's just really an inspiration. And she was sold as a child bride, I think, when she was maybe 8 or 9 years old. And has such an inspirational story to share with us. And here she has got her PhD and came to this country and made a whole life for herself here. And then we have the gala celebration. And that is an awards dinner, and it's a party, and then we will also have some dancing, won't we, Buffy?
We will. It's a purple party in tribute to Prince that evening. I don't have all the details. We're still working on some of the entertainment, but what I can tell you is what we're very pleased to be able to have one of our local acting companies do a piece of their Ivy Award-winning play, Two Sugars Room for Cream. Shannon Custer and Carolyn Poole will be performing at that gala in between the awards in their little vignettes, and they were here this morning. We went over some of the skits that they're going to perform as part of this, and I think if you've not seen their show, you can see it in New Prague in a few weeks at the end of the month, but this will be a taste of something really special, and I think from conference goer standpoint, very different than what you might normally see at an awards gala like that. And I think the other thing to kind of mention is Geraldine Steele of the Steele sisters and the Steele family is the MC for this event. She's going to be singing throughout the conference.
Entire event.
Yeah, so if you've seen her at the Women Venture, Women Mean Business, where she'll be, we're really excited to have her. So there's a lot of local talent being showcased at this national conference this year that we're excited about.
And we will be showcasing our own dancing, and we'll have a little surprise on that later today, don't we?
Yep.
It's coming. Yep. Wait, there's more. Okay. So now let's talk about conference pricing. So the all-in package, including Sunday, is $450 per member. If you only go to Monday and Tuesdays, it's $325, and then you can see some of the a la carte pricing for members, and then to the right for non-members. So when you consider on Sunday, I don't know how many meals that's 9, 10 meals and drinks and special events, and all the breakout sessions and awesome speakers and the most incredible networking that you'll ever participate in. It's such a deal. So I'm really looking forward to that time that we have together to maximize our ROI. It's not an insignificant amount of money to spend, but you can get a lot of bang for your buck and more than make that up in terms of some of the business that you can get out of this.
One other thing I'd like to mention is, and it's not, we're encouraging everybody to attend the whole conference, but if for some reason you can't come to the whole thing, you can register just for the Sunday event. And if you're a member, I believe it's $75, and you can register for one day only, and that price is $225, I believe. And you can choose one of the days to come to. And if you're not a member, I believe I just looked this up. It's $275. So if for whatever reason you've got a client commitment, you're traveling, or you can't, and you want to come to part of it, you absolutely can purchase a ticket just for one day, and that is in the registration component.
Great. So there's a lot of value here. So now that we've talked about how much this is your investment is, so how can we get the biggest lift out of our investment? And I want to call your attention to a really great article on the Content Marketing Institute, and we put up the URL right there. I don't know if can we click to it? Mm-hmm. So we're just going to click to it and show off how Buffy's prowess is with getting to internet and using this utility. But this article, if you don't already know, Content Marketing Institute has really good stuff, and you're writing and doing a lot of content feed to your online platforms. This is a great site. So this little article is 101 tips from marketing's best on how to network at a conference. There's some really great ideas there. So from 101 different people. So you can scroll down and see all of that. And it also talks about some of the 5 myths or truths, I should say, about networking, and they really relate to, like, everyone is nervous. It's not, you know, it's not just you. Everyone's nervous, and you'll find, I think, that to be a valuable little resource. What other ways can we help people get the most out of their money, Buffy?
Well, you know, I think the best thing is to go to the agenda, which you can find, and it's constantly being updated on NAWBO.org at the Women's Business Conference link, and start planning your activities. It's a lot, right? There's a lot of things to do. The first thing is what kind of education do you want to be at? The second thing is get registered early for the conference if you haven't already, which gets you access to all this stuff we're going to start to send out, at which I have, if you're an exhibitor, I've already kind of personally been giving you some information to be able to keep you on top of what's really important, and I'll keep doing that. We'll send our members in Minnesota some special information as we get closer. So if you're registered, you'll get that. One thing, and I know how hard this is when it's in town, you can save money by not staying at the hotel, but we're going to encourage you to stay at the hotel if you can, and get a roommate or whatever. The experience of just being a part of this entire day, the networking that happens in between some of the events and the after events, is probably where I got some of my best connections and opportunities. And, you know, so if you can, stay at the Hyatt and come and participate for the whole piece.
There are room blocks.
There's still some rooms. They have expanded the room block. They're getting close to filling them, so we want to make sure that, to the extent we can, that you're getting in there before they fill up. Okay. Consider sponsoring or a swag bag item. The swag, you know, one of the things, all the participants get a swag bag. If you're participating, you do as well. There's been some really spectacular things in the bags in the past. We're 100% responsible for filling that bag, and we're still looking for some fabulous stuff. We're asking for between 800 and 1,000 items, but what we're also saying is if you got 500, or you know somebody who has got something, we'll accept that as well. And make sure. So far, we've got some Angie's popcorn and some Pearson's nut goodies and a handful of other fabulous things. Money Weave mending kits and a Mall of America coupon book. So there's some stuff in there, but yeah, you know, the swag bag is a great piece. We are going to have chances to volunteer. I just got the volunteer list the other day. I've just started going through it, and you know, you can volunteer for a chance to be at registration and meet people, or help us with the swag bags, or do the welcoming committee. And we're still kind of getting that together. But in this next week, we are going to put out the call for volunteers and to participate and see about it, connecting more with the people who are there. Yep. And if that's something that's intriguing to you, and you don't have to give a ton of time, it could be in 1 hour increments or two during the conference as well, that would be awesome, and we'd welcome that. And then that whole best practices and top 5 networking tips that Mary mentioned is another great thing. Follow up after. Yeah. That's the next big piece.
That's the key thing, right?
Yeah.
Right. Have a system in place to follow up. Great. So, but last but not least, before we take questions, right. We're so excited about this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
Mary's idea, and it's fabulous.
But many people made this happen, and Buffy liked the idea of 1999. So many hands are in this pie. So it's a good pie to have. So we, on the Gala Awards celebration evening on Tuesday evening, there is a little bit of a dance party, and so we're going to have a Prince cover band, correct? Mm-hmm. And
well, we think so. That's still not confirmed, but hopefully we will. Regardless, there will be
Prince. There will be this. So we have a choreographed version of 1999. And Buffy, can you just play just a little bit? I'm starting to practice now, and it's out on YouTube. You can see the URL right there.
Hopefully this works. See if we can get it to go. Clearly, I need more help.
My name is Cody Armstrong, and welcome to Dancers Studio here in St. Paul. The Twin Cities is going to host the National NAWBO event for challenging sprint. So this will be a dance that you can do to probably like 1999. So here are the steps.
So we're not going to take you through all the 9 minutes of the video, but it's very detailed. You'll get the front view, the back view, and then you'll have it to music. I need, for people who are very visual like I am, I need to write the steps down. That's my next step. Buffy's rolling her eyes like, oh my God, Mary. But that's
I say just put it up on your computer, and at home when nobody's watching, you can practice
It's a little 9 minute, you know, if you were getting a chair, if you've been sitting in your chair for too long, this is something good to get up and do. So that is coming, and we want to definitely own the dance floor. We will welcome non-Minnesota people here too, and this will be on YouTube so they can practice, but this is primarily for us to show our stuff. So we're super excited about it. And in front of us.
All right, so does anybody, I'm gonna, just because we have an opportunity to do this and we have a few people on the call, I'm gonna unmute, and if you've got some questions, please feel free to ask them.
I'm gonna try unmuting.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
it takes a little extra effort. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Does anybody have any questions?
I do.
Yeah, sure.
So I registered for the Minnesota Made booth, and I know everything is not included with that. So I just want clarification on what's not included, and if I do want to include those things, how do I go about adding them on?
So just to clarify about what's not, if you have an exhibit booth, your exhibit booth, and if you're Minnesota Made, you're kind of in a special category. It included your first year of membership as an introductory member of NAWBO. It includes a full conference registration, not Sunday, but Monday and Tuesday. So Sunday's setup day for the exhibit hall. So you get the same full registration as everybody else does for Monday and Tuesday, and that includes the parties and everything. And you get 2 additional exhibit-only passes for people to help man your booth, because you're going to be busy talking to people
Right.
and going and attending stuff. And there's very specific times in the agenda you'll see the exhibit hall where everybody's supposed to go in there has a schedule. But outside of that, sometimes people linger in the hall and that kind of thing. So if you have somebody who can help you, that would be fabulous. And if you don't, that's fine too. So is there something specific? What I can tell you is if you need add-ons like electricity or internet or any of that stuff, that is done and ordered through the Hyatt.
Yeah, I'm just talking about the actual parties. So in my registration, it does include the Tuesday gala and the Monday night white party.
It does. Mm-hmm.
Yep. It does. Okay. So if I do add on Sunday, though, I just have to pay the additional $75.
Exactly.
Yep.
Okay, cool. That was my one question. And I do have one other question about the swag bag item. Do you have to pay to get them into the swag bag, or are you just looking for 1,000, like a donation of 1,000 people?
Yep, you don't have to pay. This is a great way if you do know somebody really cool with an item that they want in there. It's a way to get in front of a bunch of people without doing any other kind of sponsor. Huh?
Like some granola.
Like granola. Oh yeah, granola. She's already like, I already got it.
Can I do 1,000 bags?
Well, I will tell you, we do have Midwest Northern Nut. I mean, there is some, we do have some food that's going in there, the candy and stuff. But yeah, I mean, if we recognize that it's a lot of items too, and that gets expensive as well. But we're also open to some ideas about how to make that great. And if you've got something or you know somebody, that would be fabulous.
Okay, cool.
So Buffy, is the agenda out with those exhibit times, et cetera?
Yeah. Yep. If you go straight to the NAWBO, you can go to our website too, NAWBO-MN, and find the event, the Women's Business National Business Conference. And just a little bit down in a box, it'll say, here's the agenda, and they're continually updating that.
Okay.
So you should be able to see that in there. There are exhibit times every day on both Monday and Tuesday.
There's more on Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, I think Tuesday's a big day. So Sunday setup time, and at the end of the day, they'll also, so there's a passport program. There's a passport book. You would have sent in your question. Yeah. And people come around and answer the question. They have to fill that book up to go into a drawing. And we are looking for some additional drawing stuff, but I believe that one of the sponsors has purchased a Tory Birch bag, probably worth somewhere between $500 and $1,000. And I do believe that the passport program is also, I'm thinking this is the drawing. There is, and it's in my office right now, about a $2,000 Dell computer that's also going to be given away, and hopefully some other stuff. So you could also put together a package to be auctioned out or as part of the passport program as well. A gift of $50 or more of, of something, maybe of your products or some ideas or something you want to put together. We are looking for those as well, because people they have to fill their book to be eligible for even the big prizes, which means they got to go to every single one of the booths. And if your name would then be announced, and you could go up there, and when they pull the stuff out to drawings, to give them the item. We just need to try and help them get it home. If it's got liquor or something, you should probably prepare to help ship it to them, because it can't take it through security. That was my only warning they gave me, like a wine basket. I guess.
Seriously?
Security.
Oh, you can take the alcohol through.
Yeah. No, you
can. From California? Absolutely.
Not through security.
Okay. All right.
That's okay.
We are talking about different TSA agents.
Any other questions?
I don't think so. Thank you.
No? Okay. Well, we're here for you as much as we can. We're going to follow the Facebook page if you can, because we're going to keep posting stuff out there as we get it, including the video link and the link to the marketing stuff. This particular webinar will be out there, and hopefully the links will work in it. We're still trying to get that whole technology thing figured out. And as time, you can always post a question out on Facebook too. We have several people monitoring it, and we'll be happy to answer those questions.
I think we're down to 25, maybe 23 days now.
23 days.
So it's pretty exciting. It seemed like it was awfully far off for a long time, but now things are getting down to crunch time. So we're really super glad you joined us today, and we're so looking forward to being with you and to making this the best event ever.
Yeah. Here's photos from last year's conference when we announced that Minneapolis was going to be the host city as well. We were out on stage doing that, and it's a good fun.
Wonderful. You'll enjoy.
Thank you.
We look forward to having you join us. And
Thanks for all your work.
Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. We appreciate you being on today.
Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.
Okay, bye.